Aries, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Aries Tarot reading. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. Instead of doing a love reading today, I'm going to do a what's blocking you reading. We're going to take a look at what's blocking you, what's slowing you down, what's holding you back from living the kind of life that you really want as we move into January of 2025. I'm going to get 3 cards from this Lantern Oracle deck, which is about looking inside yourself and uncovering some of those blockages. After I get 3 of those cards, I'm going to clarify each of them with a normal tarot deck just so we can help you get some more clarity on what it is you need to be focused on. And then I'm going to finish the reading off by getting you some advice about what it is you need reminded of about yourself so you can make it through these blockages. So let's get on with it. Let's get 3 cards for what is blocking Aries as we move into January 2025, please. Got a lot trying to come out here. This deck is weird. Like sometimes it gives me no cards and I got to shuffle through 10 times to get anywhere. And then sometimes it gives me so many it's ridiculous. So what's going on with Aries? What's blocking them here? Okay. Let's see what we have. We got card number 36, Confusion. And it says, oh, I need to clean my contacts here. Growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. Man, I need to clean my contacts bad. Yeah, growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through uncertainty. So that's the first thing blocking you. Second thing we have is card 21, Key to Intimacy. Intimate love is a core seed to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. And then we have card number 2, Radical Curiosity. Seeing as if for the first time, every time. So these are things that are slowing you down, holding you back, or blocking you in some way. This card, Confusion. Growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. So there's something related to uncertainty and growth that is in your way. Let's take a look at that and see what we can find out what is going on. Let's get one more for this, please. What is blocking Aries? Thank you. We got so much trying to come out all at once right there. It felt like the whole deck was trying to get away from me. Okay, underlying this confusion energy, we have the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups, this, in a love context, is normally about reconciliation, about being reunited and celebrating. Well, we have something here related to confusion about that here, a way through the uncertainty. So you may be blocked because you're uncertain and confused about whether or not you're going to be getting back together with someone here in January 2025. This is also sometimes a celebration card about working together with people and people that you have some emotional connection with here, and some confusion related to that. In terms of blocking, this would be something getting in the way of being reunited, or the idea of being reunited could be what's causing your confusion here. When I clarify that, I get the 7 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. The 7 of Wands is some Leo energy. This is a defensive energy. This is about defending your position, defending your stance on something, being willing to fight to protect something that's important to you, or something that you desire, something that you want, something that you feel is right, being willing to fight for that. This, as a blockage, would probably be blocking something in like a defensive kind of a sense here. It might even be what I'm saying right now might be something that's kind of triggering you and you're feeling defensive about it. There's some element of defensiveness tied to this confusion. Again, the card says growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. This is almost like trying to fight a way through the uncertainty, trying to fight to get something as opposed to like letting it happen. I've got the Six of Pentacles next, which is a card of balance. This is usually generosity, reciprocity. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, equal give and take, like we take care of each other. This can be a card about receiving money. In terms of a block, there could be some element here of something that's not balanced that needs balancing back out. There could be something related to not receiving money happening here. This is almost screaming to me like what needs balanced out is this fighting for something here, as opposed to like growing so that it happens or allowing something to happen. Man, this could be related to a connection that you have where you're wanting to be reunited with someone and trying to balance it out and trying to fight to make it balanced, but that doesn't actually make something balanced. It either is balanced or it's not. I've got the Star right behind this Three of Cups here. That's hope and healing. There's some element here that needs healed related, it looks like, to a connection of some kind. Might be a family connection, might be a romantic connection. I have the Ace of Wands next, which is the spark of some passionate new idea. In terms of a blockage, this would be like a reduction in your passion or your desire or your drive. It could even be like, this sometimes is like a reconciliation energy as well, about like trying to re-spark a connection of some kind, trying to fire it back up. Start back over at the beginning in terms of like the desire aspect of it or the motivation aspect of it. This would be as a blockage, like some diminishment to your motivation, or even like the idea of trying to re-spark a connection could also again be leading to your confusion. Central in what's blocking you here, we have the key to intimacy. Intimate love is a core need to be met and in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. That might be part of the problem here. This is looking like, I did not intend this to be a relationship thing, but that could be what's actually blocking you, is something related to a relationship that's stopping you from moving forward and living the life that you really want. And it looks like you might be trying to fight to balance something out and re-spark it, but it's not quite happening because growth isn't taking place. And the uncertainty is probably being focused on the other person and being uncertain about them instead of focusing on yourself. This key to intimacy, like the key thing that's sticking out to me, is that intimacy often includes learning what love is not. So let's take a look at that. Let's clarify this. What's going on with this key to intimacy? Why is this showing up as a block for Aries? Thank you. Come here. Got one flipped upright in the deck. There we go. Yeah. Underlying this energy, Knight of Wands. This is an action taker. This is about rushing forward and taking some rapid, passionate action on something there's passion or desire for. This is sometimes referred to as the player of the deck. If you have been in a relationship with someone that fits that description, who's in and out and back and forth and wishy-washy and can't stay fully committed to what they say they want, maybe they're running back and forth between you and some other person. Maybe they're gung-ho about being in a relationship with you at some point, and then at some other point they change their mind and pull back and go a different direction. This is feeling like getting attached to the wrong person and having not learned what love is not. That's what this is feeling like to me. When I clarify this key to intimacy, I get the Page of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Page of Swords. This is a messenger, so this can be news, messages, and communication. It's also an energy of someone who's trying to learn something and trying to figure something out. You can see he's looking back into the past, trying to figure something out. It's looking directly at this energy of fighting for something or defensive energy. This might be you getting confused about your person putting up some walls suddenly and changing their mind and thinking that we had a connection that can be balanced out and fought for and re-sparked, but it's like, should be like looking at that connection and trying to figure out, is this what love actually is? Is this fulfilling my core needs? Or is it something else? Like, I don't think that you should have to fight a battle to get that. I've got 10 of Wands also attached to this. This is a heavy burden being carried by you. This is something weighing you down and holding you back. It's also a 10, and in tarot, 10s are completions. So this is supposed to be the completion of you carrying this heavy burden. It's supposed to be the spot where you lay this burden down and then move on without it. That burden is attached to like the idea of balancing something out here. This thing that you're fighting for and trying to figure that out and how to balance it out. And it's like, I think the burden is really more tied to like not learning what love is not. Like, this is probably supposed to be a lesson to teach you. Like, it would be really hard to figure out what cold means if you don't have hot to contrast it against, and vice versa. Hard to figure out what hot means if you don't have cold to contrast it against. And it's really hard to figure out what real love is without having something that's not that to contrast it against. And I think that's part of where you're stuck in confusion, is you're trying to figure out how to fix something that isn't what you need. And in reality, you're supposed to be learning and understanding that this is not what love actually is, not what true love actually is. And there's supposed to be some growth that takes place here. And not doing that is weighing you down and holding you back. I have King of Pentacles next. This is usually like a husband type of an energy. It's not always a husband in terms of like legally married husband. Like, sometimes this would be a person that you're viewing in that type of a sense, like husband material. It could be a person that you're engaged to, a person that you live with, a person that was building a life around you. Could be like, this is feeling like an idealized view of someone here and looking at them in a way different than what they are. I've got a lantern here in both of these images here, and that lantern is like about looking inside yourself, not looking at the other person. It's this husband type energy is tied directly to this idea of sparking something up again, or refiring up the connection, resparking the passion, the desire, the intimacy. And I don't think that is what you're supposed to be doing. I think you're supposed to be learning something from it and growing. The final card you have here is Radical Curiosity, seeing as if for the first time every time. So there's something about that that's blocking you too. Tell me about this Radical Curiosity, please. I just had Strength show itself and then go back in the deck and not come out. You got a lot of wand energy out here, which makes sense. You're a fire sign. Underlying this Radical Curiosity energy, I have King of Cups. This is one of the most intuitive cards in the deck. And Queen of Cups be right up there with it, and I've got that out here in the clarifiers. This is also like power couple in the emotional sense. These are the two people that work together to build the 10 of Cups, like that happy fairy tale romance that we all want. The problem is with that 10 of Cups is it's the card that gets more people in trouble than any other card in the deck, because it's something that we all want so badly that we'll ignore red flags. We'll ignore all the signs that tell us that this isn't actually true love. We'll sweep stuff under the rug and pretend like things didn't happen that did happen. Like I said, ignore red flags. And we do that because if any of that stuff is true, that 10 of Cups can't be true. That happily ever after fairy tale romance thing can't be true. And we want that to be true. So it gets us into denial issues a lot. Usually for me, the 10 of Cups is more like the idealized view I have of the relationship and looking at it for what I want it to be as opposed to what it actually is. I don't have 10 of Cups out here. I have 10 of Wands, burden. I have confusion, something related to learning what love is not, seeing something for the first time every time, and I've got this usually represents having a lot of love and emotions for someone, but maybe that person not actually expressing that to you, keeping that to themselves. Got the Devil right behind it. This is an idealized view you have of someone here. You're not seeing it the way you did the first time. This is almost feeling like the person gave you a bad first impression, and instead of seeing them as that, you've somehow like started seeing them differently. When I clarify this radical curiosity, I get 9 of Wands, 8 of Swords, Queen of Cups. I've got both defensive energies in your first row here. This is almost feeling like what I'm saying now is triggering you about this person. Like, this could also represent you're trying to fight through to get to this person and they're putting up walls in the way. This is a defensive energy, and it's about someone who has been hurt and them not wanting to get hurt anymore. Like, this wall that comes up is like a defense mechanism to protect you. The problem is, look at it, it's just sticks in the ground. If I wanted to hurt this dude, those sticks aren't going to save him. I can just barrel through these sticks. I could slip right between the sticks. And the walls that we build, even though they're meant to protect us, they rarely do. They usually don't protect us from getting hurt the way we want. They just become like a pretty good fence or a cage to keep us walled off from the thing we actually do want. This is sometimes also a wall that we hide behind as a way to protect either ourself or our ego or this idealized view of something that we have. Not looking at it quite the right way here. I've got the 8 of Swords next, which is an energy of thinking about something over and over and over again and being stuck in this loop in my mind where I'm not sure what the safe step to make is here. I don't want to step in the wrong spot and make some kind of a mistake. And I'm not sure what to do. I don't feel like I have all the information, so I'm looping it in my head and I can't really control that. It's just going on its own. And I'm feeling stuck and trapped and blocked, and it's right beside this burden here of trying to balance it out and like grinding on trying to figure out how to get past someone's wall, how to fight for the connection, figure out if I even should be fighting for this connection. It's like just the grinding here. And then I've got the Queen of Cups, which is the most intuitive queen in the deck. This is screaming your intuition is talking to you and maybe you weren't listening to it. She has a lid on top of her cup, and she's doing this because she's been hurt and she's trying to protect her emotions from getting contaminated. She's facing this person, but also guarded against this person for some reason. And there's this idea of re-sparking something here. I've got cards out here that could indicate a battle between your head and your heart. I've got another one here, like trying to figure something out that maybe your intuition is trying to tell you. Also, it could be getting confused between what's my intuition and what's that fear voice in the back of my head, and I can't tell the difference. Is this my overactive mind or really my intuition telling me something, which could be leading to the confusion? It looks like the whole thing centers around this key to intimacy. Like, intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. This is also related to yourself, not just another person. Anyway, let's get you some advice here. What is it that you need reminded of about yourself so that you can move forward past this block here in January 2025, Aries? Let's get 2 more, please. Wow, you gave me 2 more exactly. Awesome. All right. We got humility, responsibility, and spontaneity. These are the things you need reminded of about yourself. Humility. You have developed the loving awareness that you and everyone else are the same, but on different paths. That looks like it's related to whoever this person is. Responsibility. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. Okay, this is definitely connected. This is the power of your thoughts. When you're not in control of them, they control you. And they create burdens for you. They create barriers in your way. This is like about getting out of your head and getting more into your emotions and your intuition. responsibility means you have control over that, and it's your choice on how to do it. Next, we have spontaneity. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. Okay, the constraints of the mind. You're burdened and trapped in your mind here. You're doing too much thinking about someone that's not you, and you're not looking at them the right way, and you need to start looking at yourself and be more loving and intimate with yourself first, and let this person do their thing, is what this is looking like to me. All right, Aries, that's what I got for you. I hope it helped.